Hey everyone, welcome back to the Brandon Breeze GunTube channel. What are we talking about today? Well, have you been considering buying your very first firearm ever? I'm going to give you the top 3 reasons, maybe even a bonus reason on why you would want to make that the Ruger 1022, right? So we're going to get into the number 1 reason, then I'm going to show you some shooting footage of some of my 1022s, and then we're going to get to the rest of the reasons, right? So the number 1 reason is going to be the low recoil of the 22 long rifle, and it's very easy to learn on, right? And they're very inexpensive, right? But we're going to get into that here in a few. Let's go ahead and watch some shooting footage of this and one of my more customized 1022s, and then we'll circle back at the end and talk about the rest. All right, we'll see you here in a few. Full barrel, regular barrel. Lastly, some, I wouldn't say rapid fire, but it was much more spirited fire. On the right, you see the bull barrel, and on the left, you see the factory barrel. Looks like as it gets warm, it starts moving around a little bit more. Hey everyone, just wanted to take a moment and say thank you for watching. If you like my content, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button now. I noticed that about 80% plus of folks are not subscribed. If you like my reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe now. So you can see these are ultra reliable. I shot probably, I think, about 500 rounds today because I went through the rest of a brick that I had that was just opened on the last shooting trip, and then a couple of different varieties of ammo to try this one out. And it worked flawlessly, as they always do, right? But as I promised, we're going to get into the rest of the reasons on why you would want to choose a 1022 as your very first and potentially only rifle if you had to, right? So I kind of led into it at the beginning. The affordability of shooting this is going to be higher than just about anything else out there, right? As of right now, you could find bricks of 500 rounds for roughly $30–40 in most areas, right? And that's way more expensive than it used to be. I remember, and this is maybe 15 years ago, you used to be able to get those bricks for 10 bucks, right? But what is it going to cost you to get 500 rounds of 5.56? A couple $100, right? Whereas you can go out and shoot this, and 500 rounds, that'll be a whole day of shooting for most people, right? Especially loading these little rotary mags with your thumbs, kind of a pain in the butt, but it is what it is, right? So affordable to, of course, buy, shoot, and maintain. I think I got this rifle for $200. I spent a whopping $29.99 on this Tasco scope from Walmart, and then I got some, I think these are they worn? They're one of the big brands, and they're the see-through rings, right? So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but these you can actually see through them and still use your iron sight. Some people like them, some people don't. I do like them for this particular build because this is supposed to be just super budget, straightforward build, right? The next one is going to be that they're highly customizable and versatile, right? So this is basically all stock for the most part. Well, I don't think I can get that to stand up, so give me just a second here. But check this one out. So this one, and this one is nowhere near as customized as it could be, right? So it just has a Magpul stock, a Green Mountain fluted bull barrel with a Stinger chamber. It has a Nikon 2-7 glass on it. This one is the one with the bullet drop compensator specifically for rim fire, right? And it has some rails up here, so I usually will use a bipod, and then it has a mount for a flashlight if you want to or whatever, and then I've got some QD cups on the front and the back for a sling, right? And you can adjust your length of pull here. You can adjust this here if you need higher or lower cheek welds, and This is quite a bit heavier, but it's also a good bit more accurate, especially once you get beyond 100 yards. So you can see this one is quite a bit more custom than the other one, but it's still nowhere near as custom as they can be, right? And we'll talk about a bonus reason, the proven reliability of this platform. This has been around since I think 1964, right? So this platform has an incredibly long track record of being reliable. It's probably the #1 22 platform out there to build on. You can literally build an entire 1022 without using a single Ruger part at this point, because so many different manufacturers make parts for them, make custom parts, make OEM replacement parts, make parts to make it however you want, right? So you can keep it simple like this, or you can totally pimp it out if you want to. And like I said, this one, less than 300 bucks, right? And you can find them used for reasonably good deals too, right? This one probably a bit more on the expensive side. I don't remember how much I spent on it, but you can build them to your heart's desire. So that's why Ruger 1022 is going to be the rifle of choice if you had to pick one rifle and nothing else, right? Sure, the 22 long rifle doesn't have a ton of stopping power, but you know, typically if you're sending lead down range, things aren't going to be sticking around, even if it's a 22, right? So that's all I got for you on this one. If you like my content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.